So we're going to be in LA on March 20th.
Yep.
Tickets are available in the link in bio. We're going to be in San Francisco on April 2nd. Tickets are available at the link in bio. We're going to be in Boston on April 27th.
And
to
we
celebrate Andrew's 27th birthday.
My 27th birthday, you guys, is 3 days later. So it's my birthday weekend. It's going to be a crazy experience. The Taurus energy in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. And it's basically my second homecoming. It's a homecoming show.
It is a homecoming show.
Yeah. 15 minutes ago, you were comparing me to a hamster.
And nothing about that was an insult, and you know that. In a cute way, rodent features.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Love
Not in the face at all.
I was thinking like a little bit, like I have a cheek. And
if you needed to,
I love
stuff a cheek for sure. Like
Yeah.
if you needed to fit a full baby carrot up there, hamster size, I'm sure you have.
A full baby
Like
carrot?
if you're consider you
a few baby carrots.
Exactly. If you were a hamster, they can shove a full baby carrot up their cheek and store it there.
So like, what's the version of mine? Yeah,
You know
I
what
can shove
mean?
a full one of
And
those
just
in
keep
my
it up
cheek.
there, yeah.
For sure.
Like a big cucumber. Right?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. A cucumber.
But yeah, you like run.
I wake up, I open my eyes, I'm like,
You're running.
I'm like, how can I get?
And you are out, lights out by 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Yeah, I'm taking a.
You're like fully nocturnal in that way.
Like, you guys, we need to go to sleep.
Yesterday, Garrett, when I got back, was like, "Oh my god, how was Andrew's date?" And I was like, "Oh, he goes to sleep at 10 o'clock." Like, I was not going to see him.
Isn't that crazy? Because the date started at 8:30, and I was.
You were in
asleep.
bed by 10:30.
Yeah,
like lights out.
Lights out, cold. Yeah, 2 drinks to the wind, right in my bed.
God,
kind of like it like that.
I just can't imagine like missing out on like half of life.
I was wondering if that's what you were thinking about lately.
You've been like pondering me a lot.
I have
pondering my pondering.
Yeah, I have been. It's kind of like a full circle.
It is. We're just
therapy?
All we do is ponder. This is
yeah.
a ponderous podcast.
I'm like, I'm going to bed at 10:30. Does Joe think I'm going to bed a little bit too early?
You're genuinely thinking those things?
No, what I've realized is that I'm not fooling anybody. Like, I'm going to bed at 10:30, and that's done.
You're going to bed at 10:30. You know what I mean?
What are the?
You know what I mean?
Oh, I do know what you mean, because like sometimes I do need my own alone time in the room at 10:30. Yeah. Lights out probably by 11:15.
Yeah.
I just got to do some things in there.
Right, gotta like cover some businesses. Yeah. Like,
I got to make a few calls. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that you're going to sleep too early. I think that's just who you are.
I've always valued a beauty sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
And look at how beautiful you are. It like pays off.
It's that. If you're wondering how I stay so youthful, it's sleep.
It's sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You look sleepy all the time.
Okay. Good children.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Good Children, the podcast where hosts Joe Hegyes
and Andrew Muscarella
reflect on our 22 years of friendship, growing up in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and all of the nostalgia, trauma, and first times entering a gym. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I feel like that's applicable to day of all days.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, can you please explain a little bit more about your gym experience? Because I do feel as if though I was there with you.
You were there with me. Ross was there with me. Garrett was there with me. I was texting every gay person I knew beforehand. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, we can get right into the plot of the episode. Yeah. This has some meat to it. But I just can't go to a gym where I have the freedom to do whatever I want because I'm going to do nothing, and not in a lazy way, in a terrified for my life way.
Yeah.
Genuine panic. Yeah. And
I got that from via text.
I mean, I threatened a lot in those texts, I believe. I was threatening my life many times.
Yeah.
And it was all in a span of no more than 7 minutes.
Yeah, no, receiving a text being like, I can't go on like this anymore. I can't do this. I gotta get out of here. I can't leave. Like, it kind of was all concerning.
It's always concerning.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like I I don't know. I mean, it takes me back to being in the 7th grade, and it takes me back to the anxiety of going to retro fitness with you for the first time and just feeling like I shouldn't be here. I don't know what I'm doing.
We shouldn't have been there. Like, why were we there?
Why were we there?
Who allowed 2 7th grade little gay boys to walk through that door and get on a treadmill?
No, we can't. We honestly should just intro the episode before we get into this. We need to just like make a clean cut. What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about all things 7th grade. And you guessed it, we're talking about the gym. We're talking about pop culture. We're talking
pop culture
about
2008.
And there's a lot of pop culture in 2008.
Middle school was nuts for pop culture.
It was nuts. We're talking about drugs.
Oh my god.
You got nervous? Yeah. Is that what people do these days?
I don't know what that was that you just did.
Oh. But yeah, we're talking about some of the most awkward formative years of our entire lives.
Puberty, really going through it, feeling a little too young, feeling almost too old for certain things.
Yeah.
Just general homophobia, body image, style, etc. Fearless by Taylor Swift.
Absolutely.
All of the above, you know, like.
So it's going to be a short episode.
It's going to be no more than 6 minutes. So let's just get right into it. The gym, I can't even hesitate to go back to this.
No, we have to immediately get back into it.
So me and you are 12 now. 12 years old. A little on the heavier side. A little on the gayer side.
Definitely on the heavier side. Definitely on the gay side. But like,
I wasn't that hyper obsessed with my body yet.
Yeah, no.
The stretch marks had just begun to start forming. I like didn't really think I needed to like lose weight in a way that was like, if I don't lose weight, I should die vibes. Like I wasn't at that point yet.
Yeah.
I was more so just like,
I was like kind of happy.
I was kind of happy still.
Although this was the beginning of my swim team, so I was taking my shirt off a lot.
Yeah, this is the beginning of, again, when I got stretch marks in 7th grade, and that was doomsday.
So of course we immediately think, let's go to the gym.
We should lose weight. We should start dieting and exercising.
Yeah.
We go to Retro Fitness in Farmingdale. The fact that every Retro Fitness looks like a McDonald's is something that should not be happening. It's very counterintuitive for that purpose. I was definitely humbled, though, at Retro Fitness. Me and you would walk in. I don't even remember. I feel like sometimes I was wearing jeans.
I do remember specifically there was one instance where you were wearing jeans. But, like, you were wearing jeans in a way that, like, no one could ever mistake as athletic. You know what I mean? Like, but you were still walking on the treadmill. Yeah. But it's fine because at Retro Fitness, we found ourselves a lot of the times in the movie room.
In the movie room, yeah.
So it was pitch black in there, so no one was really looking.
Can you imagine the two of us at 12 years old, so low? I was probably going on 0.5 speed on the treadmill, no incline, watching War of the Worlds on a movie screen, sipping a fucking protein shake.
We, before we even started working out, would go up to that fucking counter and say, can I get a peanut butter shake? Can I get a peanut butter protein shake?
I would get like a orange dreamsicle.
Yeah.
And like fully suck it down while on like the chest fly machine.
And the thing is about, honestly, like Retro Fitness, the calories were next to it, and I don't think they were ever like
below
normal.
800.
Yeah, below 800 for sure.
Well, it was for people who were lifting, people who like needed those gains, like us, you know, like I remember doing a lot of leg lifts at my time there. I'm like,
you were getting your calves working.
Yeah, I was always like, I always knew that I had like Carrie Underwood legs. Yep. You know, I was always like blessed in the leg region for like a very slender, athletic leg.
Always looked at your legs and I always envied them.
That's so crazy because I look at your legs and envy them. I like wish I had like a meaty thigh, you know,
big leg.
Yeah,
but you always like they were just so slender.
They're so. I know. I was like literally like 2 fucking chicken legs at one point. Yeah.
If you were to go like this, you start from the bottom, you start looking up, you're like, ooh.
Oh, he's 11.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but it just is, to bring it back to today, like going to the gym, I don't think that I have gone, except with you to Blink that one time when I had a membership there for one day.
Yeah.
I have not like gone to a gym that wasn't like a workout class since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
That's not true. I used to go to Retro again in college, but I would only run. I didn't do any weights. I only did cardio. And that's easy. You know, going to a gym and getting on a treadmill, simple. the moment you have to go there, and there's just so many social rules that I don't know about.
So much going on. People are on every single machine. Are they on the bench?
Are they using anything
on the bench?
And that's terrifying. Like, it's not even like, I'm not even saying that in a dramatic way. I literally fear for my life when I go to a gym. Like, I am on high alert the whole time. I'm panicked the entire time. I'm like, I shouldn't be here. Everyone hates me. Like, this is the worst day of my life. Like,
but the thing is about the gym show, no one cares.
Well, the lesson I'm trying to institute this year is nobody cares about me. You know, like, that's the lesson I need to learn.
And if you're trying to go to the gym and you're feeling the same exact way, nobody cares.
Well, that's honestly not to plug F45, but like, that's what I realized today. I was like, oh, I actually do value F45 for the fact that I feel comfortable there. I don't have to know what I'm doing. Nope. I never had to. Like, there was not a learning curve. Like, I entered, I was able to like learn shit as it was happening. Never felt like I was like falling behind or like not doing enough. Going to a gym alone, I felt that immediately. I was like, I look like a fucking idiot. And then there's these dumb fucking meatheads.
I mean, you're working your way up to being a gym bro for sure. Like, bro. You already, like, I already see you and I'm like, what's up?
What's up?
But you are also a class girl at heart. And I know it. I'm a sucker for a class.
Yeah, no, but 7th grade was I think it was the intro of true BD for me. It was like, it's time to get serious. It's time to be hot.
It was time to be hot. But I feel like 7th grade also, speaking of BD and body, was like I was starting my morph era. I think I was morphing.
I think you were just like
growing.
Exercising.
Oh, is that what it was?
Weren't you like, you were like playing a lot of sports?
Yeah.
In 7th grade, what were you doing?
I was playing a lot of sports. I was definitely playing lacrosse. I was on the swim team. I think I tried out for volleyball and I didn't make it. That was rejection for me. But it was definitely like, I felt my face going from kid
to man.
From porcelain doll to politician.
Right. To Mitt Romney. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. You didn't morph until high school.
Well, that was the thing. Like, the puberty of it all at that point. Like, I remember, I feel like 6th grade, again, it was like we were all kind of pretending that we were like growing up. But like 7th grade was on like, again, jerked off in the bathroom. I'll never forget that.
And everyone was talking about it.
It was like the thing that everybody knew. It was like he was known for that, and to this day I will know him for that.
Doesn't that suck? Like, I can't believe someone just... He must have told one person, and that person just spread it like wildfire. Yeah. And I was like, he's jerking off in school?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
And I remember being in Miss class, and he was in the class, and it was like and like someone else, and they were like said to me like, jerked off in the bathroom, and I was like, what does that mean?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then he was like, oh, Joe, they were like, oh, Joe doesn't know what that is. Joe doesn't know what that is. And I was like, yeah, I do.
You mean masturbate?
Yeah. I'm like, you mean jack off?
Yeah. Like, idiot.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Stupid. But it's crazy that one person can say one thing in middle school and everybody knows about it, and you look at that person. Like, I feel like I looked at like, I couldn't even look him in the eyes.
Yes. I remember being like, you're disgusting.
You are gross.
You're literally a sinner.
You have no standards. And like, I don't want to be associated with you.
Yeah, I remember. Like, and it's so crazy, like, the amount of people. I'm sure every school across the world. I remember in high school, there was a girl who was known for, like, sucking dick in the secret staircase that we had. And to this day, I think about her and I'm like, oh yeah, like, that's the dick sucker.
Stop.
And it's not even like, I'm not consciously, obviously, labeling that girl as that, but I'm like, that's who she was.
Yeah,
like,
and they'll never be able to escape it.
Yeah.
Yeah, years and years can pass, but she'll always be...
What do you think you're known for?
Probably the crier.
You were crying in high school?
I was crying up until probably 10th grade.
What the fuck? Like, why were you crying in 10th grade?
I actually probably cried every year. I was crying because it's so sick and twisted, yeah.
And now you like don't cry.
Now I don't shed a tear. No, I'm working on that.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, we'll get you to cry. We're gonna get you to sob. No, I don't know what people would know me for.
For me, I think it was just like being a fucking freak, you know?
Like, we were quiet. I feel like you gave quiet in high school.
In high school, yeah.
Or not high school, in middle school.
In middle school, I was like, I think pretty normal. Like, I feel like I was like baseline, like
fashionista.
it was becoming fashion. I was always willing to take a fashion risk. Yeah. And I think last week's outfit on the podcast proves that more than anything. Like, I'm always willing to look ugly for the sake of art. You know what I mean?
Joe, always.
I
think you're cutting edge.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm Bella Hadid. Like, that's the thing.
That's exactly what it is.
And 7th grade me was Bella Hadid. Like, I was wearing head to toe Ed Hardy at that point. Like, I remember writing shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, shoes. The pants would never fit.
Oh, it was like an Abercrombie situation.
Yeah, of course. Remember going like
the pants would never fit on your small little legs. It wasn't
about the legs. It's always about the stomach for me.
Oh, you were pulling it over the stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't start pulling my pants over my stomach until I would say about 4 years ago.
No, I was doing that since I was in 5th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that a learned behavior?
Mm-hmm, for sure. Or almost a taught behavior.
A taught behavior. You were taught to pull your pants over your stomach?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The amount of times in my life I heard pull your pants up, that was like often. Like all the time.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's different.
It
would always be like, let me check your waist.
No, it was
pull
always...
your stomach up.
Right.
Let me check your waist.
No. See, it was always like I was always wearing pants like over my stomach. That's why I don't do it anymore. That's why I don't wear high-waisted clothes. Like, I literally can't. Like, I'm like, it literally was. It was like wearing a corset all the time.
It was.
I remember fucking at John Paul's birthday party one year, I was like pulling up my bathing suit over my stomach, and she was like, "Are you pulling up your bathing suit over your stomach fat?"
People are ruthless.
Middle schoolers are ruthless.
Middle schoolers are ruthless.
Yeah.
Again, like, it's scooping, it's titty twisting, it's
scooping. That was the time of scooping as well. Yeah. Scooping. I remember getting scooped.
Walking in the halls.
Scooped. I think that, like, we got submissions from, obviously, like, a few weeks ago, and we asked people about their middle school experiences, and there was a lot of girls who talked about getting scooped as well, which is, like, sexual assault. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, like, you can argue it is for everyone, but, like, that's crazy.
Girls were getting scooped?
Yeah. Getting scooped was so humiliating.
Very.
I remember the first time it happened was, like, I think actually in 6th grade. But I remember... I know you were getting scooped before I was.
Yeah, I've definitely been getting scooped.
We're getting
it's
scooped.
Like, I'm an ice cream parlor over here.
Right, yeah.
Was I getting scooped when? Yeah, I was getting double scoops. Sometimes triple scoops with a twist.
People were titty twisting.
People were taking
purple nurple
their
you.
Little pointer and their thumb, squeezing my nip and twisting.
And you weren't pushing them off of you?
No, it was like, stop. Stop. Yeah.
Oh, this episode's gonna go really dark.
It got
darker.
It got dark. Yeah, people. I can't believe like people felt like they could touch another person.
I know, and think about how that's why I was thinking it's gonna get darker, because like think about how much that impacts you as an adult, like, or at least in your like later teen years, like about what you think people can do to your body without you saying no. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, I've definitely dealt with that. Like, I've given people ownership over me in ways that, like, I regret, because I just was like, oh, you can do whatever you want to me, because you, like, always have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walk all over you. Do anything to you. Yeah.
And then, like, again, to bring it back to fucking episode 1 of this season, like, the moment someone is, like, positive about your body, you're like, how are you going to, like, trick me? How are you going to actually, like, turn this around?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, geez.
I don't remember ever getting a purple nurple in my entire life. I was definitely scooped considerably.
Were you getting a...
No, Andrew, you were being assaulted.
I was getting wet willied.
Who was wet willying you? People in school?
People in school.
No.
Wow.
Why did you not stand up for yourself ever?
Because I was like, it's like literally whatever.
That's crazy.
I'm like, guys, stop.
I was never willing to put up with the shit. I was always willing to say something.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Looking back on it, I wish I like was able to say fuck you.
Of course. Yeah.
I would have been I think I could have been a completely different person if I actually just didn't let things happen, but I did always let things happen.
Right.
And I was like,
oh jeez. Let's get the iPad.
But I will say that 7th grade like was also a time while I was experiencing the most scooping of my life. Like we were dabbling in fashion. I was starting to feel hot again.
Again?
You
were 12.
I was 12.
It's like you're a divorcee mother of 6. You're starting to feel hot again.
Again.
Why?
I'll never forget. I got a compliment from the hottest teacher in all of the school. He said, "Nice glasses, Andrew. They look really good on you." And I said, "Yeah, I did just get some new glasses."
Were they like the wire frames?
They were the wire frame Giorgio Armani's from Cohen's Fashion Optical. That was the time where I could accessorize.
Right. Remember when smartboards came up?
The transition from a projector to the smartboard.
The fact that we grew up at a time where there was a fucking light box with a magnifying glass that was projecting Expo marker writing onto a board, and then suddenly we had a gigantic touch screen is insane.
And they were like, "Okay, guys, who wants to come up?" And you would come up and you would take that little wand shit. You're like, boop. You're like, "Whoa, it's happening!"
It's happening. Yeah.
Wait.
We like got to see the dawn of that teaching technology. We like missed the iPad era. I feel like that became like right after us, but like we did get to witness like the birth of a smartboard. I was still playing with toys. You know what I mean? Like, and people.
I know what you mean.
And people had stopped playing with toys.
Yeah.
And it was like I felt too old for the things that I liked, but also too young for the things that everyone else was doing, which put me in a weird position that I do feel as if I'm still in to this day. You know what I mean?
You just feel like you're almost too young?
No, the age part's gone, but I do feel like I don't fit into either category a lot. Where I'm like, I think now I do, but like there was a time when I was like, oh, am I like weird? And I'll always think I'm weird.
But. Oh yeah, because I think that will always be weird. But I do see what you're saying with the toys. I think that was something.
Like, when did you stop playing with toys? When were you like, I'm done?
I would say I probably was done once I went into middle school.
That's pathetic.
No, call it what you will. But I knew at the same exact time, like I had somebody like you who was still playing.
God, I was just like your
toys.
Servant. You know?
Yeah, you were.
I was here for you.
You were there for me, and I was there for you.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, okay, Joe, yeah, let's play with toys. Let's play with the stuffed animals.
I didn't play with you with toys. Like, you keep saying this, but that didn't happen.
We definitely did do, like, some skits with toys.
Maybe as children, but I did not. I was not playing with my webkins with you. That was between me and God. Like, you were not involved in that, and you've always said that, but you were not. Like, you never played with the Littlest Pet Shops. It was always just a me thing. I'm popping this blister.
Stop.
It's so big and meaty. I remember wanting pimples. You know
what?
I mean? Because I was like, I want to be a fucking teenager.
I guess.
Like, I was like, all I got in 7th grade with puberty was literally stretch marks. And, like, that was it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is my cross there. I'm putting a fucking, I used to, like, rub.
Stop. Not like a coconut oil situation on
for,
like, pregnant women?
Yeah. I was, like, Googling on my iPod Touch.
Stop. Did it work?
No, and like my stretch marks, I like only very recently. Let's just dive into stretch marks for a second, if you're interested.
Of course, I'm here to talk about stretch.
I genuinely did think at one point in my life that like my stretch marks would be the burden to bear forever. Where I was like, I'm never gonna be happy again. I could never take off my stretch marks. Are what made me stop taking off my shirt. Like, not body dysmorphia, it was stretch marks. Because I was like, nobody can see these.
Yeah. But yeah, your stretch marks were just, honestly, a symbol of you growing. You went from, like... Because, again, if we're talking about height in 7th grade, I was pretty tall.
You were taller
We were about
than me?
the same... I think I was taller than you, maybe the same height. But that's why you also were getting stretch marks on your back. You were about to go to 6'4".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it took time, but, like, yeah. The stomach ones... Those ones, I think, were the toughest.
Really rough. For me, it wasn't even that. It was like my shoulders that really bothered me the most. Like all the way down here. And again, like I spent years, I feel like into high school being like, I need to hide my entire body so no one sees my stretch marks. Like, and I remember like Googling it and like reading about it and being like, oh, like eventually they'll turn to white. But I was like, that's not good enough. Like I still want these lasers off my body. Like I can't deal with this. And it's crazy. It's like maybe I've just gotten used to them. Like I've become blind to them. But like there's something on my body that I don't even I don't remotely care about anymore, at all.
Because they're once you realize that they're so normal, and then other people besides you have them, then it's easier pill to swallow.
Isn't that crazy though?
It's crazy.
I think the entirety of middle school and high school was just being like, I'm the only person going through this. Yeah. And like, I think people go into their adulthood like that. People like live like that every single day.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the lesson really is that you're not the only person going through it, and at some point you're just gonna accept it.
Yeah. Were you jealous of my pimples?
No, I was certainly not jealous of your pimples.
I can't believe that middle school, like, my face was greasy, and again, that was puberty. It was like
greased up.
I was greased up. It was chin strapped up with pimps. Yeah.
And you weren't washing your face.
Of course not. And then I started getting into Cetaphil.
Cetaphil.
It's gonna be a great ad if we read it.
Yeah, that sounded so real. I got into Proactive.
Yeah, Proactive was huge in middle school.
Yeah, Proactive was very chic. Because I was like, I need this. Mom, take me to the fucking vending machines that they had in the malls. Yep. Yeah, that was a great time.
You're like, and then you were using those little
oil pads, oil waters.
Not the oil pads. We know about those. Yeah. The little, just like the circle round, cotton rounds, and just putting that Proactive on there.
That astringent? Astringent was like, what happened to Astringent? Astringent fell off. Astringent was like one of the most important parts of skincare in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and I don't even know what astringent is now.
No one talks about it enough.
What is astringent?
I couldn't even tell. You're saying this word, and it's actually ringing 0 bells for me.
You never heard the word astringent before? Never in your life have you heard astringent?
Can you put it in a sentence?
I applied astringent to my face after cleansing before moisturizing.
The liquid?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might just be a toner. It might be toner.
Yeah.
But I just remember it only being referred to as astringent.
It burned.
Yeah, which I loved.
You were like, it's working.
Yep. Anytime something burned, I was like, this is amazing. This is so
Meanwhile,
good.
it's also is it amazing?
Is it, or is it just creating a chemical burn in my face? Yeah. Were you ever on Accutane?
So that's the conversation. Because Accutane, the way that they scared teenagers was like, you're not having kids.
Right.
And my mom was like, we're not putting you on Accutane.
Because you need to have a child.
I need to be procreating. Nonstop.
When was that though? That was high school?
That was high school, yeah. Okay. But I knew some people who got on Accutane early.
That's so crazy.
Which is crazy.
I understand when it's I get when you're dealing with very painful, actually life damaging acne that's causing you anxiety and depression and shit. But if you just have bad skin and you take something like Accutane, it's crazy that this culture is the skincare culture is nuts.
Yeah.
I am so over it. I used to spend hundreds of dollars on skincare. Literally, something that embarrasses me to this day is at my old toxic job. One time they had every single person at the company go around the table in a meeting and list how much money they spend on skincare. And I was the youngest person and the only man at the company, and everyone was probably $100 for everything and everything, and I literally was it's $560, and everyone was why? And now looking back, I'm it's so embarrassing. It's so that's something that cringes me to this day about myself. The time in my life where I was I need to flex money that I didn't have, but I spent a lot of money on Tatcha rice powder and La Mer cream and all this shit in my early 20s that
for your early 20s
honestly just made me break out.
Yeah.
And
now you're using you're using milk.
Now I'm using Milk Cosmetics vegan cleanser and vegan moisturizer, and that's all I'm using right now. And I've gone through so many fucking skincare things in my life, but nothing has made me when I wash my face, I'm I can tell it's clean.
Yeah.
And then when I put in the moisturizer, I'm I can tell I'm moisturized.
Yeah.
And I got into The Ordinary for many years, and I was
about to bring up.
My face might be clean right now, but there was no evidence. There was no feeling of cleanse.
$250.
Yeah, everyone was always the product is so high quality at such a low price point. And I'm what are we sacrificing to get there? What did we just skip the soap in this experience? The milk cleanser has really been a lifesaver.
In middle school, everybody always had a pack of gum on them. And do you remember when it started getting fancy, like when it was 5 gum. They started coming in those damn colors.
The way in which 5 gum was actually like a coveted treasure item. Like there was nothing more valuable in the world than every single possible like flavor variation of 5 gum.
You whipped it out. You were like, you want a piece?
And it tasted like Axe body spray.
Yeah, it was honestly not great.
It was not great, but
the shimmer shine of that wrapper, and when you
twist
put
that
that
around your finger,
you twist it, you put it in your mouth, and you spit that out at somebody.
That was the entire purpose. That's how swine flu started. Yeah, that was the beginning of that one.
Actually,
we were just spitting at each other in class,
spitting rockets at people's heads.
Yeah, or like taking the like. Remember when people were able to like remove the foil from the wrapper and like apply it to a desk? Yeah, and it would just stay there forever.
Then you have like a little clear sheet. And
yeah. 5 gum did things to our collective psyche that I don't think have been undone yet. No. Like I don't think that we have been okay since.
Yeah, it would be like somebody would offer you a piece of Trident and you'd be like, oh.
Like I'll like ask around.
I'm like, does anybody have 5 here?
Like it was honestly cigarettes. Yes. It was like really our cigarettes. Like you would walk around hoping someone would bum you a 5 gum. Like, and you would come with a fresh pack in the morning and be like, guys. And what were the flavors?
Like, yes.
The flavors are like made up words, right?
Exactly
it was like
the same.
The commercials are what got us. Because the commercials were like someone drowning in a pool.
Yep.
And it was like, experience your senses, 5 gum. And I was like, Mom.
Like, Mom, I need a pack.
We have to go to 7-Eleven.
I feel like there were like limited edition flavors.
Yeah, because I would rush to 7-Eleven and like go and like hope they had the new ones in stock. It was kind of Webkins in a way.
5 gum was the Webkins of the gum industry.
Michael Phelps, weed.
I thought I was going to jail.
I think I was crying upon finding out that Michael Phelps smoked weed.
Because
it was devastating.
Everyone idolized Michael Phelps being like, he is the best swimmer. Like those arms are so long. He has like crazy wingspan. He was like eating nonstop.
Like 4,000 calories a day.
4,000 calories a day.
He had to smoke weed to do it.
Because he had to. Ripping joints.
And I was like, I can't believe that this man would betray America by doing drugs.
Yeah.
And it was like smoking weed.
He did it to not only us, but to the entire country. We were all
embarrassed. He was a national embarrassment. And we were like in 7th grade being like, fuck Michael Phelps.
Poor Debbie Phelps.
Who?
I think his mother's name is Debbie.
Why the hell do you know
She
that?
had an active role in his life.
No, like I could ask you the name of some people that we genuinely see on a daily basis, and you would not be able to give me their first and last name, but you can say Debbie Phelps.
I hope that's her
with
name.
Your full chest.
With both of these.
The year of one of the most important political elections of all time, 2008, was
Rock.
David Cook and David Archuleta. Also, Barack Obama. But I feel like the one that caused a bigger upset was when David Cook won American Idol.
Because that was one time that I really it hammered home homophobia. Because
and he wasn't even gay yet.
He wasn't even gay. Is he gay?
He came out. David Archuleta is gay.
Okay. Guys, if you didn't know, David Archuleta is gay
and Mormon, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you could do both.
Who says you can't do both? Yeah, I'm really happy for him. But yeah, it was devastating.
It was a devastating
I never liked him, but I think it was internalized homophobia against someone who wasn't gay. I just really...
The problem with David Archuleta, I think it was like he was just too nice.
He was
too sweet. Yeah, that you were like, something's
lurking below the surface.
I'm sure
there
was something lurking beneath the surface. But David Cook... Crush
was an iconic song.
Crush was good.
I know this crush ain't going away. Bleeding Love, Leona Lewis.
She was turning out whistle tones like Mariah Carey wishes.
Genuinely, Leona Lewis influenced us. Like the first time I heard the "For Everyone to See." Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick trip towards 2008.
We have a little board.
Holy fucking shit. Go get the board. I'm hungies.
This really is the elevated Lunchable. This is the classic bologna and cheese, but I'm just taking it to the next level. And yeah, is it a fresh sourdough bread? For sure. What we have is a mortadella. Some mortadella.
Tell our non-familiar listeners what a mortadella is.
Mortadella is basically an Italian bologna. Don't get me started on what comprises bologna. If you eat meat, you'll eat this. Sometimes pistachio. And if you can find the mortadella with pistachio in it,
you gotta get
it. This one didn't, but it is imported from Sicily. We have some basil pesto. Listen, if you have time to make your own pesto, maybe swap out the basil for some pistachios, because I think that with this meal, pistachio pesto would take it to that next level. And then we have a stracciatella.
Again, fill us in. What's a stracciatella?
Stracciatella is like some like pulled pieces of like mutts in like a fresh Italian cream.
Oh my God, though. I mean, when you look at it, when you really look at it and you really take in the wonder that is this little tiny quick bite.
This quick little Lunchable.
This little quibby.
I'd go so far to toast it. Out of the boards that I made so far, I mean, the first one was amazing. But I guess it's really anything Italian for me. This is exceptional. And if you live anywhere that is not New York, that this isn't easy to come by, it's worth it.
It's time for... This is a fun one. This is a dark one that I feel like maybe would be a fun little twist to end the episode. I'm going to repeat that. What's some way you've realized you hold yourself back in life or socially that you were never cognizant of before? I think for me, actually, what I'm realizing of late, and I've been realizing it since Pride, is the ways in which I let my own insecurities stop me from befriending like gay men. Mm-hmm. And projected those insecurities onto them and were like, oh, like, you don't like me, you're not like me, you wouldn't like me. And I think recently I've just been like a little bit more surrounded by gays and realizing how comfortable that makes me, and like how I'm like, oh, how much more normal I feel, and like saying random things that I would never say like off the cuff to someone else. And I think that, like, I did realize that, like, a lot of my internalized homophobia held me back from making, like, long-standing queer friendships besides you. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's been an interesting journey to, like, unpack that and kind of lean into it and also force myself to... Not even force myself, but just allow myself to be uncomfortable for a second.
I would say that, like, the way that I hold myself back socially or in life is just... I talk a lot, but I don't talk enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, especially with friends, socially, I don't really input my feeling or what I want to do. So then I often just find myself doing things that other people want to do. And I just go along for the ride. And I think that has held me back a lot my entire life. And I really, really, really want that to change. And I'm working on it. It's not easy flip of the switch.
Of course not.
But it's like, okay, I'm giving myself the space to know what I want if I don't like that and actually saying it. And not worrying if that offends the other person. And if it offends the other person,
it's their problem.
It's their problem.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode.
It was. And just like that, we're done with 8th grade. Done with 7th. Oh,
you wish.
We're done with 7th grade. We're shooting 3 episodes today, back to back to back, which is insane. We're done with 7th grade. We're moving on to 8th grade. The next episode, and we'll take you with us.
Yeah, we will. You know where to find us.
Across all platforms.
At Good Children Pod.
On Instagram, at Joe Hegyes.
At Instagram. At Instagram. On Instagram. I'm actually Instagram. On Instagram at Andrew Muscarella.
You just like short circuited for a second. I'm like, and don't forget
to do your homework. Like, subscribe, write that comment,
share, review.
And if you are in Boston, if you are in San Francisco, if you are in LA, those are the 3 shows that we have announced so far. You can find those tickets in our link tree on all of our platforms.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll see you next week. And that's all for now.
Oh, you cut me open and I keep bleeding. I keep bleeding in love. I keep bleeding. I keep bleeding in love. I keep bleeding. I keep bleeding in love. Oh, you cut me open.
It got interesting.
Joe, it got really good.
Good. I was thinking kind of good.
Right?
I'm glad you said it. I was afraid.
Whoa.
I couldn't tell if it was really bad or really good.